today I wanted to hop on and do a live because it's a little bit scary. I'm not doing lives that often these days. And, it's what better time to start breaking boundaries and getting out of my comfort zone a little bit more this year. And I really felt called to talk about this, something that is very timely for the beginning of the year now. And that is the power of choosing a word for the year. I thought that this was something that everybody does, but apparently it's not. Apparently some people don't even know about it. So I thought I would do a video about it today and talk a little bit about my experience with this process and really highlight some of the ways that I feel that this is a very sacred and profound exercise that we can all do if you choose to do it. So I'd like to start by inviting you to imagine how one single word could influence and shape every single decision, every client, and every dollar that you make this year. That is the true power of choosing a word for the year. To me, it's not just a theme. It's an initiation. It's a very important decision to make because it's about being really intentional about what you want to step into, what you want to embody, and what you want to become, how you want to show up in the year, and what you want to bring forward from inside of yourself, because it's the energy that you're going to be leading with for the whole year. It's the energy that you're going to use as a sort of a compass and a guiding path for you in every step and every decision that you're making. And Florence Scovel Shinn, who's a very beautiful teacher of law of attraction, maybe one of the first teachers of law of attraction, powerfully said, "Your word is your wand." So think about that for a moment. Right? Your words, chosen very carefully and intentionally, are like wands. They can weave magic. They can create spells. So you want to be really intentional about the words that you're using. Words carry a frequency as well. So putting a lot of consideration and thought and intention into this word that we are going to take on, it's a big responsibility. And it's a big thing to take on because it's really going to shape the whole course of your year. It's going to initiate you ultimately into the embodiment of that quality. So last year I chose the word, apologize if my voice is a bit weird, I'm still recovering from a cold. Last year my word of the year was quantum. And that meant a lot of things to me. But one of the things that I learned through the process of quantum being my word is that quantum shifts, which we all want, right? That they're quick shifts, they're shifts that require no time or effort, means that you have to learn how to act fast, right? That was one of the lessons that I learned in this past year, was that if you want to have a quantum leap in income or a quantum jump in your progress or turns of events happening, if you want a quantum shift and a change to occur, that means you have to move with that change, right? Energy moves fast. It takes no time at all, which requires us to be able to shift in no time at all, to make decisions in no time at all, to be able to shift gears in no time at all. So that was one of my lessons around the word quantum. Another lesson was that results, and this is an ongoing lesson that I'm continuing to learn to integrate and embody, which is results happen at the level of energy first, right? That results don't just happen through actions, because boy, I am very good at taking action. I'm very good at doing all the things, and that to my detriment, right? To the point where it's actually too much of a focus and an emphasis for me. But one of the lessons that I learned this year was in being forced to slow down and forced to stop due to life circumstances, I realized that the universe is actually taking care of so much of that for me. I don't have to be so much in the doership. I don't have to work as hard because the energy in the universe is recalibrating itself to serve and support me. So that really was an eye-opening moment for me to realize, because we understand these things theoretically, but until you actually experience them and have to go through them yourself, sometimes it doesn't really land in the same way. And so realizing that when we're working at the quantum level, that results are not necessarily proportional to effort or time or the amount of action taken, but about the alignment with the frequency and with the energy. And that through that alignment, things just happen easily and more effortlessly. And they come together without your intervention. So this year, my word is effortless. And it just came to me. I think with most of these words, I would say maybe sometimes I think, or I have a few options, but more often than not, they choose me, they find me. Like they just kind of drop in without thinking about it. Something comes in, but you can kind of check with yourself about it. Does this feel exciting to me? Does this feel a bit scary? Does this feel like an arena that I haven't really stepped into in terms of how I show up and what I embody in my business? And for myself this year, the word effortless, I didn't choose that word, or that word didn't land into my consciousness because I believe that running a business is effortless, because absolutely it's not. And I know that because I am a successful entrepreneur. I understand that. But the word effortless for me is more about this idea that, and this is a very, very subtle thing for me, is that I've come to realize and appreciate that being natural is effortless. That when we're in alignment, things are effortless. It's like that flow state, right? And that in any given action that I want to approach, sometimes there can be some resistance. There can be a little bit of pullback or some sort of friction that I'm not even conscious of, that is actually making the process more tiring or more arduous or take more energy than it needs to, that prevents it from being as effortless as it could be. And that's what's exciting to me, is like, what if every action, every decision, everything I do becomes effortless? And that's also why I'm doing this video live today, because I wanted to practice how can I be effortless in doing something that's stretching me and doing something that's uncomfortable. So that's the word that I chose, and why I chose it. And I'm excited about that, because I really, and I think about, and this is a great question to ask yourself as well, when you're trying on your word for size, right? Because you don't just pick something, but try it on for size, give it a few days of consideration and see how it lands, see how it feels for you. But imagine, how would this change your business? Like, what would be possible for you in your business if you embodied that word, if you really achieved mastery with that word? Because that's what's possible for you. When you choose this word for your year, this is the initiation that can happen and the mastery that you can achieve around deepening your wisdom and your understanding and appreciation for everything that this word has to teach you for the year, whether you like it or not. Like, I definitely had a lot of scenarios last year where I was thrown into things in a quantum way, right? Like just bing, bing, bang, boom. Had to make decisions, had to take action, no time to think, right? It's not always easy. It's not effortless. It's not, it's definitely scary to some extent. So taking all of this into account, what would be your word if you got to choose one? What feels really alive and exciting to you, that feels like something that you can grow into? and feels a little bit scary because it's uncharted territory. So that's my invitation for you. If you want to share, feel free to put it in the chat. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.